Hello boys and girls, let's go ahead and install the TK Customs spring and the firing pin into the K6XS. I have some tools here. I have you need a hole punch for some reason, something like this. Or a pin. You need a small screwdriver. You need a set of I'm going to use a Benchmade Blue Box. You need a set of Torx screws, pliers for some reason, needle nose pliers. I got this tweezers as well. We'll see how it's going to go. First things first, we need to take off this little Allen key over here. That comes off first. And I apologize upon an inspection. That's a T10 screw, T10 star. For some reason, I don't know, mine kind of looks stripped. And you know, I'm not gonna point any fingers, but no kitty. Hold on. This gun just came from Kimber warranty department. They fixed it. Did they strip the screw? I mean, maybe. Well, it is a little stripped and I've never disassembled it myself. So we are disassembling it right now. By the way, as I'm doing this, I'm just realizing there's another screw over here, and I need to take this whole grip off. So that actually should be the first thing that I'm gonna do. So this grip, this is the whole grip that comes with the Kimber K6XS. It's very nice. It's got a 3-finger position over there. You need a special tool like this one to take it off, and it's fairly easy to do. I mean, they're easy in the fact that there's not too many steps to do this. You just squeeze it in, but to squeeze it is actually not so easy. I've done this once. So basically you have to completely insert this thing all the way through to take off this grip. And that's not so easy to do. So I'm gonna probably do that off camera just to save a little time. So I got it started like this, and then you just have to keep pushing, you know, until you, and then it actually came out a little bit. So you have to push it all the way until it's all the way inserted. Once it's inserted all the way, with the radial motion, you start pulling off this grip. By the way, make sure everything is unloaded. I have snap caps in there, but I mean, you don't even need snap caps, but you know, make sure there's no live ammunition. So with the radial motion, see it snapped off like so. And now you don't need this thing, you just take off the whole grip. Take it off. And it just slides off like so. Very nice grip, very nice idea, but it's a little trick to taking it off. It's got these pins that are holding it in place. They're actually plastic, which are they come with the whole grip. You just put them over the things. So now we have two of these screws over here. They're supposedly they're both T10. Yeah, the other one is T10 as well. Very stripped as well. All right, so let's take this one off first. What are we doing here? Okay, so. So I don't necessarily understand what's happening with this one. It's stripped or like what? It is stripped. It's always like, are they using power tools over there at the, or is it a different size? No. Is it a T6? There's no way. I mean, it is a T6 inside. And outside is a T10. That is so unexpected, if I may say. And Yeah, so I got this going, and I don't know, it just feels like I'm doing something wrong, but you know, I might as well be. I'm not a armorer per se. So I think we should have this open. I'm gonna get rid of these snap caps. We don't need them right now. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and take off this plate. And I hear there's like some springs, so you have to be careful as you're doing that, because stuff may fly out. So just be gentle and careful when you take this plate off. Okay, so it's nice and lubricated inside. This gun just came from Kimber, so that's kind of to be expected. This cylinder stop might fly out, so you have to like push everything inside as you open it. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm kind of gonna gently make sure that everything is pushed, especially this cylinder stop pin. And by the way, this cylinder can come off right now, come out. You just pull it out, and that way it's not going to be in the way, because that screw is what was holding it in there. So now you just have this frame. The first thing you have to do is you have to press the trigger. In order to press the trigger, you have to manually push on this thing over here, because that's a trigger. I'm just going to point it with this. That's a trigger release thing, because that works together. Once you pull this to the back, you're going to be able to push the trigger. And as you're doing that, you're supposed to insert a hole punch somewhere in this area, but I don't see it yet. I'm going to have to see what's going on. So I'm doing all these things at once. Hopefully it works. Okay, okay, and now I see the punch, the hole punch over here. You will see it too. And just insert your pin in there. And once you do that, this whole contraption will come out like so. Success. Right, so that's the first part, okay? Just getting that thing out. And I think that's gonna be one of the springs that we're gonna replace. Next, we have to take off this whole black mechanism over here, this whole thing. And it's kind of like you're doing the same way as you pulled out this thing over here. So you will pull the cylinder release, which is that thing over there, because it doesn't allow you, otherwise you won't be able to pull the trigger. So you pull the cylinder release and start pulling the trigger, okay? And at this point, this thing is gonna come out. I don't know why and how, but that's how it's designed to be working. And you just have to find your zen, find your... So I pulled it all the way back. Am I doing it right? Of course not. So to be honest, I was struggling with this one a little bit, so I grabbed my small pliers. So you just have to raise it from this pin over here. It sits on this pin and it's kind of tight. So you go ahead and press the trigger and just lift it up with this with the pliers, and that should make it a little easier. This part is a little difficult for some reason, so just, you know, have some patience with this part over here. Okay. Yeah, I'm struggling with this part, but you know. So if you're struggling, you know, you're not the only one. So it just sits on this pin right here. It's just a matter of lifting it off its pin. I don't know, maybe if you raise it from the bottom over here, maybe that will be. But the trigger does need to be pressed, and it does. Oh, okay, it lifted right out. Oh, and then it went right back again. So I think it's not just about force. So maybe don't force it as much. It's also about, you know, it has to be the correct position of it, because it will not come out if you're not, if it's not in the right position. And it's just flat over here. And this is where all the action is on this side. So set it aside as well. So now we took two things out, this spring and that whole contraption over there. This next part, we have to take this thing, and this is always difficult because that spring inside is kind of, it's a BITCH. You have to press on it, and I don't have a specific tool, Armorer's tool, so you have to press it and then pull the whole thing out, right? And I don't know how it's gonna go, but that's what I'm gonna do. If you see me struggling, you know, I'm just doing this right now. And I have no idea how it's gonna go for me. I only have this small screwdriver. Actually, it's lifting right up. Okay, and make sure you captivate the spring, because it wanted, okay, it was no problem actually. I was ready for a struggle, but basically make sure, because this spring, it wants to fly out. Nothing is holding it at this point. You want to make sure that you catch it, and that's what it looks like at the end. Right? So that I was worried about that, but that was the easiest part so far. So now there are less and less things over here. The next thing, you just lift the whole trigger assembly, trigger and that cylinder, I mean the trigger release over here. So this is very easy. You just, I think it should just lift up. So you just kind of like, just find a nice angle. Yeah, that lifts right up. That was no problem. So this, they just lifted up. It's got all kinds of grease. I'm gonna keep it greased up, because that just came from Kimber thing. And it's got this thing sticking out over here. Yeah, nice. Okay, I don't want to lose that. I don't even know. That's gonna go into here probably. They probably work together. What do you guys think? Anyway, that's that part, and then we have to take out, this is a cylinder stop. This thing acts on the cylinder to stop it at the correct time during each rotation. So this one, there's a very small spring in there. You also want to cover your fingers, so because that spring may fly out as well. You want to be very careful with that. I mean, just pull it out. Just pull it up, up, up. Okay, and that spring, you know, we captured it, and it's here. Okay, cylinder stop. That's what it looks like. Everything is greased up. Okay, so we have the firing pin right over here. You see, that's where it's acting upon the. So that's a firing pin. This is the pin that holds the firing pin. Forgive my tautology there. And this one, there's no other way to do it other than with the needle nose pliers. You just have to lift up, and it will release the firing pin. So I have this nice, what do you think of this Leatherman squirt? You guys should all have one, and if you don't, you guys should be very jealous, because I have one and you want to have one. This thing is awesome. Anyway, sorry about that. So we're just gonna lift on that pin. That's the one that holds the firing pin, and at this point the firing pin and the firing pin spring will just tap it a little bit or a lot and it will come out eventually. It's not coming out from me, but well, we can always push it out, huh? Now I have my what can I do? Oh, I don't even know. Well, get out of there. I'll just tap it. For some reason it wasn't coming out, but that's what it looks like once it does. The firing pin and the firing pin spring, they work together like so. And at this point we are not going to need any of these two things because we're going to replace this with TK Customs. Now, you guys remember we took out the cylinder stop. It's got its own spring. So once again, this spring is going to be replaced with the TK Customs over here. So we want to set this one aside as well. The rebound slide spring is this one, okay? It's a pretty stout, sturdy spring, but this one is going to be replaced with TK Customs. So basically all springs are going to be replaced. So this one you're going to set aside. You're not going to need this spring anymore. And that goes for the way we started. We started with this main spring, right? That one has to be replaced as well. And with this one, it's a pretty strong spring, but just be careful. So we're gonna press on the table, right? The retainer cup, I'm gonna press it. It's kind of hard to do, but you know, oh, shit. I got it, guys. Anyway, yeah, like I said, it's a pretty strong spring, but it's getting replaced because we get all the new springs. It's gonna get our, you know, poundage from 11 to 9 pounds. We're losing 2 pounds, but we're getting all these new springs. So the next thing is we're gonna open the TK Customs kit, and voila, all the new stuff. And then we just want to retrace our whole steps. Everything is kind of like in the backwards motion. So let's see. Okay, cylinder stop. Why not start there? You ask me, and I tell you, let's do it. So we have a cylinder stop. It's got this spring that goes in this. There's like a little cavity in there. So that's where you put this new cylinder stop spring. It's supposed to be a little lighter. There's a, oh, what is this screw doing? So just, you know, just goes in there. Oh, like so, like it's gonna be like this, right? But this spring is gonna be in there, right? So that's the challenge, is you have to make sure that this goes in here. And I don't know how easy that's gonna be, but you know, actually, is it easy? No, it wants to jump out. That's fine, it's fine. That's where you hope you have some finesse, and which I obviously don't. Oh, okay, I got it. And I just want to push it in. If it flies out, I'm in trouble, right? So That now made the cylinder stop a little springy. It's a new spring, so I imagine it's gotta be a little bit softer maybe. Yeah, because this one is pretty hard. The new one is a little softer, but not by much. You know, everything is gonna add up to a loss of 2 pounds. So we're gonna do the trigger next. And you guys, you know, I have all this grease, but you know, as you go, this is a good time to like clean the gun and stuff. You know, I'm not doing that because I feel like I trust Kimber warranty department. I don't know why. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'm okay with their processes. I'm not. But I don't have any grease right now. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just, you know, putting it together, you know. But this is a good time to like to grease it up, you know, to oil it up, whatever you want to do. And you can see how, you know, that that thing goes in there, right? That's where it's gonna rest on this notch over here. You know, everything looks like kind of like the way it was. And we're just gonna continue with these springs. The next one, we're gonna do the rebound spring, and that is this contraption over here. And again, this spring, I guess, let's compare the springs, right? What we had and what we're gonna have. So on the right is the old one, and this is a new one. It's longer. The new one is longer for some reason, but it's thinner. No, it's not. I don't know what's the rationale, because the old one is harder but shorter, and this one is softer but longer, right? So yeah, this one is really hard to depress, the old one, really hard, but it's shorter. And this one is softer, but it's a longer pull, I guess, or push, or whatever you want to call that. So we're just gonna insert it in here, and now it's gonna be a bitch, sorry for the language, to put it back in, because you have to press this spring all the way inside, and then push on this whole mechanism down into the frame, right? So the spring is resting against that pin, and that is hard to do. So I'm gonna do that off camera, because I'm gonna be like panting and struggling over here, which I'm kind of expecting that's what's gonna happen. We'll see, maybe it will be easier than I think. I'm on fire today. It actually took 2 seconds. So I got my little screwdriver, and I just kind of I put my fingers on top so this thing doesn't fly, and I just pushed it, pressed it down, and in it went. I don't know. Today's my day. Everything is working. So far so good. Next we're gonna be installing that thing. I think I'm gonna do the firing pin next. This is exciting. The firing pin that actually works. How about that, huh? Something that Kimber will not do or cannot do, I don't know. They do have issues with that firing pin breaking. At least that's what happened to me. All right, so if I can master to open this little pouch, that's what it's all about. Look at that. The new firing pin and the firing pin spring. So it will go back where the other one. Do you want to see the comparison? The old and the new? So on the right we have the old firing pin. On the left is the new one. And I can see that the actual the part that hits the little part is the same, but the body of the pin is a little bigger over here. So it will be protruding a little more, but this part, the one that hits the cartridge, I guess it's about the same. Yeah, they're the same, but this part is larger for the new pin. That's why it's called the extended pin. And then the springs are totally different. So this is the new one on the left here, This is the old one. So the old one, once again, is shorter and harder, and the new one is longer and thinner. It's like it's easier to depress the new one. It's harder to depress the old one, but it's short. So I don't know, but I trust TK Customs. They've done their research. They know what they're doing. It's supposed to be reliable and light. That's what they promised. So their springs seem to be lighter and longer. And you know, I'm kind of curious what kind of results we're gonna get. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that part, the opening in the firing pin, that it's facing down, right? Because that's where you know the pin that holds the firing pin is gonna go, and it's gonna catch that. It's gonna catch that firing pin. So once we put it like so, I'm just gonna insert it by hand, this pin, and that should hold our firing pin. Okay, so because that's it. The firing pin is installed. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. See, it's kind of protruding a little more than the old one was. The old one was barely visible, so I guess the hit is gonna come more like it's gonna hit more. I guess that's the rationale. Now we gotta deal with this hammer. That wasn't easy to pull out, but I'm hoping the put it back in is gonna be a little easier. So I'm kind of holding this thing because it tends to pop up. Off camera, I already did that a couple of times. So I'm doing this. Just, you have to find the right kind of where it's gonna go right in, you know, and it's just at the right spot there where it can be safely inserted. And I still don't feel it. I kind of go by, I don't even know what I'm doing, but just praying I'm lucky. Oh no, oh no, oh no. That's not it. Okay, don't quite understand this, but okay, so it seems that it only wants to go in over here, but then it catches this thing over here that it's not gonna let it go in, and everywhere else, okay, it can go in like so. Oh, okay, it's in now. Okay. Okay. Huh. Let's see how it works. Okay. Like so, I guess. Okay, so it's in. I guess that hammer, okay. Maybe more like so. Huh. Oh no. I think it's more like so, yeah. Don't know what I'm doing. Remember that, guys. But I just would like to play around with this just to see what I can possibly come up with. Anyway, I think it's just gonna stay like this, okay? Let's keep it this way. So far it looks like so. It's not hitting that firing pin. but I guess that's because, you know, we still don't have the mainspring. Maybe that's gonna fix it. And now the mainspring again. I imagine it's not gonna be too easy to insert it. Let's compare the new mainspring with the old mainspring. Let's see. So now they went the other way. The new mainspring is shorter. Oops. The new mainspring is shorter and easier to, no, and harder to press. Like they went nuts. So this is the new one. This is the old one. It's longer and easier to press. And the new one is actually shorter and harder to press. I mean, and they give me a new retainer cup. I'm gonna utilize this because this is the old one and this is the new one. So I guess they want me to use the new retainer cup, and why not? I'm gonna use it. So again, it's I just press it like so. That was the hardest thing for me to do on the first one out. When it was going out. Is there something I can help myself with here? So I feel my hands are greasy. That's not helping. What if I wipe my hands a little bit? Okay. So basically the idea is, I'll probably do it off camera. You have to press this in all the way down and then insert your punch in that hole, and before you can insert it in the firearm. So I'll just struggle with that a little bit. All right, I've come up with a method to install the mainspring because this is really hard actually. So I have my Leatherman Crunch, which is a vice grips style tool. Or you can just have a regular vice grips. Grab this new retaining cup that they provided and just grab it with the vice grips. Okay, and this way you have a lot of good purchase on this retaining cap, and that should help you like push it down. It's actually a little easier right now. Then you want to make sure that once you, and it can still fly out. This is not easy, guys. As you press it down, hopefully it doesn't fly out. I'm so afraid right now. And then you want to catch it and pull your punch into that hole. Okay. Okay, I succeeded. So, but only thanks to the crunch. Okay, so now it's like this. Okay. So, and let's go back to the firearm. So the way we did it before is we had to, so we had to depress the trigger, and it should be like, this should be a little harder now because all the springs are in place. Oh, okay, and now you pull out the punch. Okay, and now it's good. Okay, hopefully that's it. Hopefully that's it. I think that's it. That's all we don't have anything else left in the TK Customs kit over here. We didn't take anything else out, so we're just gonna close it off carefully and gently. There's a little tab over here on top that goes in the place on top. Let's put 2 screws back in. Mine are stripped, yours may not be. If you're a little luckier than me. Let's put the screws back in. I'm not gonna get mine too tight because I'm afraid I will not take it apart next time. Kimber, what are you doing to me? I love this gun though. I love it. Love it. Oh, hold on. We need the cylinder. Don't forget the cylinder, because this final it's a final screw. You won't be able to get the cylinder back in. So get the cylinder back in, and then the screw should go in. All right, so let's get the screw in. All right, the big reveal. What do you guys think? What's happening here? I don't know. I don't feel any difference. Am I gonna break my new pin now? Let me see what it looks like. Yeah, I see the pin coming out. Yeah, it's working. Anyway, I won't be able to test it right now. Obviously, we need to put the grips on, but this is so easy now. You don't have to do anything, just line it up over here with these pins and just get it all the way up, right? And the grips are on. Yeah, so what do you think, guys? That wasn't too bad. Wasn't too good, but it wasn't too bad, right? Now I mean, it's so close to what it was. I mean, it wasn't a problem for me before. It was easy to press before, but now it's just as easy. Can I say that? Do I feel a difference? I probably do feel the difference. Can I tell the difference? I cannot. It was working before, it's working now. I guess it's easier now. I'll tell you my thoughts later from the range. Let's not have too much strain on the new pin. Let's put the snap caps back in there. Make sure that we're not straining the TK Customs pin. It might be better than the original pin, but you know, we still want to be kind to the new pin. And now we can dry fire to our heart's content. I guess it's easier. Yeah, it is easier. Yeah, of course. I mean, all the springs are a little easier. They're a little longer, a little easier. And then the last one is shorter, but harder. Like, I don't know what's the rationale, but I mean, you just have to trust the TK Customs. I mean, they are the boutique, the shop that's been doing this for a long time, for a long list of firearms. They've been at it for a long time. I mean, we trust TK Customs, right? And people like TK Customs. Yeah, I guess it's lighter. I mean, it's not night and day lighter. It's just what they promised. I mean, you go from 11 pounds to a 9 pounds. It's consistent. It's about the same, honestly. I mean, if you guys don't want to go through all the trouble, like, don't. But you know, I went through the trouble. I think I like it. I guess it's well, you know, because like when I do it a bunch with 11 pounds, eventually I start to feel it. And over here, I keep doing it, and you know, it's no problem. I mean, it's. I guess it's easier, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a little easier. Was it worth it? Every $31.45 the TK Custom charges. I like it. I like this gun. Next stop is a gun range, where we're gonna give it a shot, give it a test, give it a whirl. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me some like, some thumbs up for, you know, trying this, for venturing into the unknown, and getting this done. Thank you guys for tuning in.